yet another movie review or movie thoughts video, and I really loved Joker. I'm gonna try to get like five thoughts real quick, because I know like the light quality is buns, and I can't even see my own eyes. So that's how bad I know the camera is. Anyway, so starting off, first thought, because I try to set these up to where like people who haven't seen anything about the movie could go in with a little bit more information, because I know not everybody likes a cold watch. So first off, it's just like a traditional like superhero supervillain movie. No, don't go in there expecting like some really, I don't know, off the wall like badass scenes. You're not gonna get it. Oh well, I mean there's a couple, but not in the traditional sense. It's not gonna be like much of that. Superhero tries to take down supervillain, supervillain counters. Superhero comes up with a plan. It's not really even a superhero, and it's not really a supervillain. Which you hear Joker, you think so. It's not that. Number two, does Joaquin Phoenix deliver? I don't know how you pronounce his name. Maybe Joaquin Phoenix. Anyway, yes. I've seen a couple movies. One I can think off the top of my head is Her, which every Generation Z individual has seen that movie. Um, and I mean, he was, I won't say flawless, but he was pretty damn good. He went over very well in the emotional scenes, which I mean that's his forte anyway. But he also went over in some of the more physical scenes that I mean people just didn't see Joaquin Phoenix as like somebody that could like beat a dude's ass up or something like that. And while and this is another point, you will need a little bit of suspension of beliefs to really enjoy this movie. He did it well. I mean, he did action scenes very well, in my opinion. Number three, mention the suspension of beliefs. Listen, there's a lot of scenes in this movie. I would say the entire timeline of events, you kind of wonder how did this happen. And as I understand, this is supposed to be an individual that's in the past 20 or 30 years of being alive. I couldn't exactly get the chronological like order set up as far as like when is this movie like stationed, or how long is this movie, because it feels like it's about 2 or 3 weeks based on like how events are flowing all compacted together. But at the same time it could be a couple of months and it'd work all the same. But as far as the time, I have to say like late 80s, early 90s. I think they mentioned Beto O'Rourke. I'm not sure about that. I feel like they mentioned his name when they would think about the old mayor before Thomas Wayne, who I assume it would eventually one mayor afterwards. But anyway, I just spoiled one part of it. I'm sorry. I didn't think about that. But yeah. Anyway, number four, I guess. There are some traditional Batman universe mentions. Um, but I mean, they're very few and far in between. Outside of Bruce and his family, I don't know who else is mentioned. There's no like, I don't want to spoil specific Batman universe names, but there's no one else of relevance I could think of that was set up in this. So keep that in mind. Number five, how does it stack up as far as DC movies? I mean, people don't think that highly of DC. So when I say that, I don't know why I even mentioned DC, me being thought of. But the DC did kind of help put, before Marvel started, coming on hot in early 2000, tens. Between the mid and late 2000s, I mean, you had the Dark Knight universe. I don't know who else. Maybe there's a couple of good Superman movies. I really don't know. But the Dark Knight, how does it stack up to the Dark Knight? Maybe Man of Steel. I don't think I've watched another DC Universe movie after Batman versus Superman. If I did, I can't remember which one I did. So that tells you a lot. The Killing Joke, that's a cartoon, but I would say this is the reason I love The Dark Knight Rises is because there's the perfect amount of grand scale action and very slow character development. It has amazing quotes and it has an expansive cast, and even with an expansive cast, it still delivers. So that's why the Dark Knight, the Dark Knight Returns. That's the second one, I believe. The Dark Knight. I think the Dark Knight Returns is the second one. Anyway, you know which one I'm talking about, the one with Heath Ledger. Um, and that one's even longer than this one. This one is 2 hours and I believe 2 minutes. That was like closer to 3 hours, and it was great all throughout. So based on how much that movie had to do and had to deliver, I would say it's a better movie than Joker. But Joker is extremely consistent throughout. The first act, I mean, like I said, it's a little bit crazy. It takes a little bit suspension, but I mean, it's great. The second you start really getting like when are we? You start really thinking like when are we gonna get the Joker? When are we gonna get the Joker? And you start seeing the wheels start really flowing in motion. The events that would make somebody this deranged, they start getting revealed. The third act, I mean, that pretty much just it's kind of like the victory lap, really. So I would say if I gave the Dark Knight Rises a 12 out of 10, I'd probably give Joker like a 9.5 to 10, if not a 10 out of 10. I don't know what makes it like bad because Joaquin Phoenix delivers. They don't. I would say the one thing that holds it back is it just doesn't have that much of a cast, so to speak. The person who plays, I mean, the Wayne family doesn't really have a real introduction of there being a kind of like a bridge for Joker to get a couple of events off his chest. Joker, again, another spoiler here. Joker has a mother. His mother, she does what she's supposed to do. I mean, like, it's not anything special. I'd pretty much say everybody outside of Joaquin Phoenix kind of like is just there to serve for the character. There's not really another person to really mention. Now, you think about Captain Marvel, most Marvel origin stories, there's at least one or two other actors outside of just the main person that shines, and this is just Joaquin Phoenix. So I guess if you don't like Joaquin Phoenix, I mean, this movie could be something different for you, but I promise, in my opinion, at least he delivers. So I give like maybe a 9.5 out of 10 to maybe 9.75, just because, I mean, it would be nice to kind of introduce a couple of impactful characters along the way, but I guess it is what it is to that degree. And I definitely recommend it. You should watch it if you have the ability to watch it. I know, a couple more movies like The Irishman is coming out, which a lot of people want to see that. People want to see, I guess, The Hustlers. I don't recommend seeing that. I saw Constance Wu and not Nicki Minaj, Cardi B and Lizzo on the headlining. I was like, this sounds awful. So I'm probably not seeing that, but it's probably my favorite movie of the year that I've seen in theaters. I think it's way better than Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and Midsommar was bad. And final thing, is it better than because I mean I was going to compare to it, even though it's two completely different movies. Is it better than Endgame? It depends on what you're going for. I mean, as far as spectacles, obviously no, but I mean Todd Phillips, I mean, directed his ass off. It might be, as far as movies go, it might be a better movie than Endgame. It might be a better movie. Let me just say that. Anyway, hope you will like this. If you got any more movie recommendations, just hit me up. I'll probably try to catch a couple more while this year is still ticking down. And peace.